Well, thanks guys for coming out. My name's Brad Fino. I'm with the City of Faribault, the Parks and Recreation Department. Just want to thank you guys for coming out here again, and I greatly appreciate your guys' responsibility here with spreading yourselves out. We're only able to do this by doing it responsibly, and other than the scooch over sign, I haven't said a peep, and clearly you guys understand how important this is to the community to keep this going on. Lastly, I'm going to turn it over to the band here. Tonight we have the Rowe Family Singers, and we're noticing a trend with each of these bands every week. This is the 4th or 5th one this year, and it's also the first concert for them in about 6 months. So usually it's us that's really excited to come and watch music, but believe it or not, Quillen told me he couldn't sleep last night.
It's true, I could not.
So give the Rowe Family Singers a round of applause. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, friends. We have our last show was March 15th, and yeah, I was super excited last night. And then, you know, it's been saying it's going to rain, so I've been emailing poor Brad constantly. Tell me it's not going to rain. Tell me it's not going to rain. We have to play. We have to be there. So nice job, Brad, on the weather.
So if it rains, we're still going to be here.
If it rains, we're still playing. All right, here we go. First rehearsal in months on Tuesday, and everyone did well except for me, so really I'm just talking about myself. I'm just kind of nervous about me. By the way, Dave Gustafson on the mandolin. I'm Quillen Rowe. This is Kim Rowe, Eric Paulson on the upright bass, and Dan Gorder over there on the guitar. This is an old Bill Monroe song called the Rocky Road Blues. Thank you. KC boys, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long.
heels and my shoes. My gal went away and left me. She left me with the doggone blues. Well, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long, long gone. Yeah, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Another man has got my woman and gone. Oh, they're gone.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you never miss your water till that well runs dry. No, no, you'll never miss your water till that well runs dry. And you'll never miss your woman until she says goodbye.
Oh, ain't that true?
Well, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long, long gone. Yeah, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Another man has got my woman and gone. Mr. Gustafson.
Yeah.
Well, I wish to the Lord to bring my woman back home. Yeah, I wish to the Lord to bring my mama back home. I'm not so lonesome, I just don't wanna be alone. Well, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long, long gone. Yeah, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Another man has got my woman and gone.
Yeah. Oh, Kimbrough.
Well, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long, long gone. Yeah, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Another man has got my woman and gone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, friends. Kimbrough on the kazoo there. So we just put out a new record at the first part of, the last part of May, the first part of June. And it's been doing really well for us. We've been working with a label called Bonfire Music Group, which is out of South Carolina. And this is the second single on the new album. We'll do the first one a little bit later. This is a gospel song that we wrote called What Did He Say? And it's just about how I feel like the message, Jesus' message was made pretty clear in the Sermon on the Mount and the Sermon on the Plain. I think it's one of the most direct times he actually tells us what he's thinking and what he's after. And it's my favorite part of the Bible, and so we wrote a song about it called What Did He Say? Are we ready? Sticky? Where was he born and where did he die and what were the things that he said? Well, he was born in Bethlehem and died at Calvary, and he said, treat that's how you want to be treated. Well, I heard about that sermon on the mountain, I heard about that sermon on the plain. And when I heard those words made my heart pound, 'cause that's the way I want to be living. Oh, where was he born and where did he die and what were the things that he said? Well, he was born in Bethlehem and he died at Calvary, and he said, treat folks how you want to be treated. Come on, Dan. Blessed are the meek and blessed are the least among men. Blessed are the merciful, the peaceful, and the weak, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Oh, where was he born and where did he die and what were the things that he said? Well, he was born in Bethlehem and he died at Calvary, and he said, treat folks how you want to be treated. A stranger in your town, find a way to welcome them in. When you see the hungry and run down, help them as if you were helping him. Oh, where was he born and where did he die and what were the things that he said? Well, he was born in Bethlehem and he died at Calvary, and he said, treat folks how you want to be treated. Yes, he was born in Bethlehem and he died at Calvary, and he said, treat folks how you want to be treated. Thank you very much, friends. So that's on the new record. That record is called Roll Up the Rug. It's the Rowe Family Singers. This is off our very first CD. It's a song called Elizabeth Brown. It's a song, did I say it's on the first CD? I did say that. With a tree on the cover. All right. This is like a, I was bragging about my knowledge of Greek mythology earlier today, because that's something that impresses a lot of people, I've recognized. And so this is like this is our hillbilly retelling of Dante's Inferno and Purgatorio and the other one, the heaven one. It's about... And SpaghettiOs, yeah, I think that's the other one, SpaghettiOs. You guys. Elizabeth Brown, all right, here we go. Boy, my hands are stitched. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Shot her on the head, right down. He beat me up and knocked me down to a self-defense. Liz Brown in our town, and no one can tie me down. Both side to way down, lay down and die. Liz Brown.
Thank you very much, friends. Well, we have been bragging on Kim's singing here. Now we're going to show off some more of her talents. Kim does this wonderful dancing called Appalachian clogging. It's traditional dancing that comes from the Appalachian mountain region. She's been practicing every day of quarantine for the last 4 months, so I think it's going to be just fine.
No, I found out how to make French bread, and I'm slowly turning into the dough that I prepared.
But it's really cool. I love this dancing so much. It's a living folk art. If we were down in Virginia or South Carolina or Tennessee, we would all know how to do this dancing. It's very much a part of the culture down there still. Up here in the north, not so much. And so Kim, we have a group in the Twin Cities called the Wild Goose Chase Cloggers, and it's a 15-member dance troupe doing this Appalachian clogging, choreographed. They've got their own live string band that plays with them. They're just fantastic. And over the years, we've had various members of their band dance with us and play music with us, and Kim decided she wanted to learn how to do it. And so she's been doing it now for 7 or 8 years, something like that. She just got her shoes back from the tap. She had to get new taps put on, and they just fixed it. So this is going to be extra loud. This is going to feature our mandolin player Dave Gustafson over there leading us off on a tune called the Cherokee Shuffle. Thank you so much, friends. Kim Rowe dancing that Appalachian clogging for you. Mr. Dave Gustafson on the mandolin. I give him Quillen Rowe. This is Eric Paulson on the upright bass. We're going to feature Mr. Dan Gorder now. He's going to lead a song for us here. Hopefully it's one that I don't have to be in tune for.
You don't have to worry about that. You just whistle on this one. This one, when we first started playing this song, there were still a few people around that probably had listened to this as kids, very young kids, but now it's one of those songs where people's parents probably listened to this song. It's the old Al Jolson song. And as soon as that banjo's in tune, you want the banjo in tune. Yeah, you pretty much do. It's called Red, Red Robin. Feel free to sing along if you know it. When the red, red robin comes pop, pop, pop along, along, there'll be no more sobbing when he starts to laugh and be happy once I was blue. And now I'm walking through fields of flowers. And though the rain may glisten, I still listen around. And now I'm just a kid again, doing what I did again, singing a song. When the red, red robin comes bop, bop, bopping along. Oh, do you think, Willie? Thank you very much.
Mr. Dan Gorder, ladies and gentlemen, that is on the new CD as well. I like that one.
Covering the bases pretty good today.
Yep. Here's another one off our very first CD. When Kim and I first started playing music together, it was just the two of us, and I've been in recovery for 18 years now, but I wasn't when the band first started, and so the very first thing we put out was just a little 4-song EP, just 4 songs, and it was pretty dark, but it got really good reviews. People really liked it a lot, and so on the strength of that, we started playing a lot of farmers markets, and there's a song on there specifically about addiction, and it's pretty graphic, and it's not a very nice song. And Kim and I were playing a farmer's market, and a dad sat down in front of us at the farmer's market with his little 4-year-old daughter, and he said, "Do you take requests?" And we said, "Yes, of course we do." And they requested that song. He said, "It's my daughter's favorite song."
How old was she?
She was 4, maybe. And Kim and I at the time were still working our jobs. We were both preschool teachers, and we just thought, well, this is really awkward. This is not a song you sing for a 4-year-old. So we decided...
Mumbled a lot.
Mumbled a lot of the words. So we decided that night that we needed a love song. And so this is the love song we wrote. We'd never written a love song before. Love songs are very hard to write.
Plus the Beatles took all of
The
them.
Beatles wrote all of them already, so it's hard to find anything left. So this is our love song. It's called All I Need. I hope you enjoy it. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're lying Thank you very much, friends. Here's an old tune. So I grew up here in, I think all of us, for the most part, grew up here in Minnesota. All of us on stage. I can't speak for you all. I don't know where you're all from. And Illinois. Well, there you go. Who's from Illinois? Dan?
Illinois.
No. But,
I grew up one rainy night in North Dakota in my 20s.
But my family is from southern Iowa, by way of Missouri and Tennessee and Kentucky, and we play a fair amount in the summer. Normally, we play a lot down in Iowa and in Missouri and Arkansas, and the bluegrass tradition down there is pretty much the same as ours here, but it's a little bit different. Missouri, in particular, has a real they have a real specific set of tunes, Missouri tunes, that are part of their repertoire. And there was an old string bean song. Does anybody remember String Bean? Not a single person here has ever seen Hee Haw. One guy, all right. 2 people, 3, 4, 5, all right. Well, for those of you that don't know, String Bean was a banjo player. He played the banjo like I do, this old-fashioned clawhammer style. He was about 6'4", 6'6", and skinny as a rail. So they already called him String Bean at the beginning of his career. He was one of Bill Monroe's banjo players. He actually, in fact, was the banjo player just before Earl Scruggs took over from String Bean, which was quite a change. Anyways, one day, String Bean was on the Grand Ole Opry. He was a cast member on the Opry. And he was clowning around backstage with little Jimmy Dickens. Now, little Jimmy Dickens was only 4'10", so you've got 4'10" little Jimmy Dickens and 6'6" String Bean. And for some reason, String decides to take a pair of little Jimmy Dickens' pants and put his pants on him. So he's got these little tiny pants on him. They only come up just to his knees. And everybody starts laughing. He looks so silly. And so he finds a shirt with a real extra long shirt tails on it. He's able to tuck the shirt into the pants. So it looks like he's got these little tiny legs and this really, really long torso. You know, and he rolls the sleeves up so they look too short. He puts on a hat that's too small. 2 sizes too small for him. So he just looks like this big gawky scarecrow. And it was such a hit that became his persona from then on. He was best friends with Grandpa Jones, you know, who always was everybody's grandpa. And String was everybody's String Bean, I guess.
See you in the morning, yes sir. Well, it's upstairs, downstairs, down in the kitchen, upstairs, downstairs, out in the
4 months.
Kim, I think you sped up on that washboard there. Ooh, this is fun. All right, so this is the first single off that new record we just put out last month. It's a song called Don't Worry About the Rich Man, because I know that everybody here is probably worried about those rich guys. You know, this coronavirus and quarantine has been awful hard on people. You know, we haven't worked in a number of months, but those rich guys in particular, you know, they're having a hard time making those millions and billions of dollars.
But they're gonna be okay.
But they're gonna be okay. We don't want you to worry any more than we've worried, so we wrote a song about it for you. Nerve-wracking as it is.
And this is the one that's,
And this was, yeah, you tell them, I'm gonna try doing this.
and this is the one that's charting on the bluegrass charts. So we're number 5, I think, right?
5 and then
Five.
number 3.
Yeah, we're 5, number 3, and we're back to, I think we're still on there.
It's even got a video. You can look up on YouTube.
That's right.
It looks like we're on fire, so if you don't like us, it looks like we're burning up.
Yeah, yeah. There's a fantastic video that TPT shot us.
All right, there it is. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Shoes, oh, that rich man, he wears $900 shoes. That rich man, he wears $900 shoes, while the poor man wraps his feet in paper news. Well, that rich man, he eats in a restaurant so fine. Oh, that rich man, he eats in a restaurant so fine. That rich man, he eats in a restaurant so fine, while the poor man standing in the old bread line. Don't worry about that rich man, he's doing just fine. Don't worry about that rich man. He's doing just fine. Don't worry about that rich man. He's doing just fine. Hey brother, can you spare a dime? Spare me, Dave. Oh, Dave, that's beautiful. Well, that rich man, he owns all the media time. Oh, that rich man, he owns all the media time. That rich man, he owns all the media time, while the poor man's got a corner cardboard sign. Rich kids wanna go to college, they ain't worried about a thing. Rich kids wanna go to college, they ain't worried about a thing. Rich kids wanna go to college, they ain't worried about a thing. For the rich man's gonna bribe their way in. Don't worry about that rich man, he's doing just fine. Don't worry about that rich man, he's doing just fine. Don't worry about that rich man, he's doing just fine. Hey brother, can you spare a dime? Come on, Dan. Well, that rich man, he never has to answer for his crimes. So the rich man never has to answer for his crimes. So the rich man never has to answer for his crimes. When he gets caught, it's his money doing time. Well, that rich man, he treats all women like a toy. Oh, that rich man, he treats all women like a toy. That rich man, he treats all women like a toy. When he gets caught, he's a crying baby boy. Don't worry about that rich man, he's doing just fine. Don't worry about that rich man, he's doing just fine. Don't worry about that rich man, he's doing just fine. Hey brother, can you spare a dime? Yes, I said, hey brother, can you spare a dime?
Thank you very much, friends. Oh, that's on the new one as well. This one is on the one we just put out. No, this is 2 albums ago. This is on As Fair as the Sun, I believe. This is one that Kim and I wrote. We've got 2 little daughters, and they're not so little anymore. That's how long ago we wrote this one. It's called Born for Thine, and it was originally, we started writing it for our first daughter when she was born 11 years ago. And I'm a slow songwriter at the best of times. And I was writing the song, and I think it had maybe the verse, the melody down and some of the chorus, but not really all of it. And I just kept working on it and kept working on it, and I couldn't get anywhere with it. I just wasn't happy with it. But I liked what I had, and I'd learned enough about myself as a writer that I know that I can't force it. If I try to push through and I try to make it happen, it doesn't work well. And so I've come back to it every couple of months. And eventually, 2 years later, our second daughter was born. And when she was born, the rest of the song came with her. So what started out as being for one of our girls ended up being for both of them. It's called Born for Thine. It's one of my favorites. It's not their favorite, oddly enough. They'd rather hear anything but this song. But, oh well. What? But they're not here, that's right. Ready? Friends. Oh, we're going to have Dan Gorder sing another song for us here.
I will do another one off of the new record.
All right.
We've been getting a lot of telegrams, a lot of Pony Express postcards about this one. We get Chiseled Rocks.
Chiseled Rocks.
Yeah. Requesting this song. So it's about time we played it. First time in 4 months or whatever it's been since we played it. We're going to do a little song by Jimmy Driftwood. It features in-tune banjo, I'll have you know.
That's a tall order.
Here we go. Well, way back in 1825, I left Tennessee very much alive. Arkansas mud if I hadn't been riding on the Tennessee Star. Well, I had a little trouble with my sweetheart's paw. One of the brothers was a bad outlaw. So I wrote a letter through my Uncle Fudd, and I rode away on the Tennessee Star. Well, the Tennessee Star was long and lean, the color of the sun, it was light and green. And he had the nerve, and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like a Tennessee Stud. Well, I traveled on down into no man's land, across the river called the Rio Grande. I bet the stud against a Spaniard full, and I we're gonna fight on the Tennessee. So we jerked our guns and he fell with a thud. I rode away on the Tennessee stud. Well, the Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee stud. Just as lonesome as a man could be, dreaming of my gal back in Tennessee. And the Tennessee stud's green eyes turned blue, cause he was dreaming of a sweetheart too. I looked back down across Arkansas. I want your brother and I want your pa. And I found that girl with the golden hair. She was riding on the Tennessee mare. Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes are green. Oh, and he had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like a Tennessee stud. Stir up and side by side, across the valleys and the rivers wide. We reached Big Muddy and we forded the flood on the Tennessee mare and the Tennessee stud. Now there's a little baby playing on the cabin floor, a little boy playing outside the door. I love that girl with the golden hair, and the Tennessee stud was a Tennessee mare. The Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. Oh, and he had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee stud. Thank you very much, I appreciate that.
Oh, I love that one. Jimmy Driftwood, right?
Yeah, sure is.
They've got a few.
Oh, Kim, I was wondering, what is a sea monster's favorite food?
What is a sea monster's favorite food, Dan?
Fish and chips. Time filled. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. There's one person right there, ma'am. You are smiling and laughing and having a good time the whole time, and I really appreciate it, because everyone else is very Minnesotan. It's kind of hard to deal with.
The pews up front are almost all empty. That's
Yeah, it's like we're playing at a Lutheran church.
I don't think you're Lutheran, though.
All right, here we go, the Buckeye Tree. 1, 2, 3, 4. The sun was shining, it was so sunny. And through the trees blew a warm breeze. I hugged my baby up close to me, underneath the Buckeye tree. I said, now listen to me. It all is right as right can be. So stay right here with me, underneath the Buckeye tree. city is calling me from underneath the buckeye tree. When I awoke did me. There was no one close to me. I was all alone, alone was me underneath the buckeye. Thank you very much. All right, here is another love song, the second love song that we've written. It took us 5 albums to get to it, but we finally wrote a second one. This is called You Be the Melody. Back when, before we had kids, Kim was going to school to get her teaching license, and she had an opportunity to go study abroad down in Costa Rica because she was working on a Spanish language minor. The school district we were working in, St. Louis Park, has a large population of people coming from Central and South America, so it made a lot of sense. So she got this opportunity, and you know, we didn't have a lot of money. We were teachers and musicians, so we figured this is probably the only time that we're going to be able to afford to study abroad or to go abroad, and so she went down there for a semester down to Costa Rica. And I got to come visit her for 5 days while she was down there. And we always travel with some kind of instrument, and so we were staying at a place called Volcan Arenal, which is an active volcano that has a, it used to be a research base around the bottom of it, and when the research was done, the Costa Rican government bought it and turned it into a hostel. And so we stayed there, and we wrote this song while we were there, and it's, as I said, it's called You Be the Melody. This used to be our most requested song, and it's on the CD down there called As Fair as the Sun. Key of E. Yeah, I was in the wrong key. It's an E. I know you were wondering. You were like, wait a second. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you were an ocean and I were a boat, I would sail you from coast to coast.
If I was a river, you were the sea. Oh, I would flow to you wherever you be.
If you were the evening star, I'd sail oh so far as the waves slapped against the hull. Water would sing through storm, the seagulls cry and moan, and the song would never end.
If I was the desert, you a grain of sand, I'd always know the place wherever you stand.
If I was the gray sky, you were the rain, I never let you fall to earth again. If you were the songbird, I'd be the ear that heard the song that you were born to sing. the song would never end. Oh, Dave, pick it out there, son. Dave Gustafson, everybody. Dan? And Mr. Dan Gorder on that guitar. If I was a novel, a page you would be, I'd open up to you the better to read.
If I was a radio and you were a song, oh, I would hum with you all day and night long.
If you were the melody, I'd be the harmony, and we'd sing la 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 la, a song of you and me, our own private symphony, and the song would never end.
La 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 la. La 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 Thank you very much.
Oh, the road is rocky. Thank you very much, friends. Oh. Here's one off our last CD. This is a song called The Road is Rocky. I wrote this a few years ago. It was 2 weeks before Christmas. And as you know, Christmas, I love Christmas. It's one of my favorite holidays, but it also can get kind of stressful. And so I picked up and I got in my van and I drove up to Two Harbors. And I had enough money for a cabin on the lake, on Lake Superior, for one night. And that's all I planned on, was one night. You can probably tell where this story is going already. It got really, really cold that night on the North Shore. It got so cold that my van the next morning wouldn't start. It wouldn't go. I was driving a 1984 Dodge Caravan. 84 is the only year that Caravan made a manual transmission, but it was an old-fashioned manual transmission where it was all run with cables, and it had gotten so cold that night that all the cables in the transmission snapped. So the stick just flopped around on the floor of the van. It couldn't go anywhere. And I didn't know what to do. I was up in Two Harbors. My mechanic was back in the Twin Cities. I couldn't afford to trailer the thing back home. I couldn't afford a taxi back home. There wasn't a bus service or a train service then. It's before I had a cell phone. So I called my dad. I said, "What do I do?" And he says, "Well, you got to get into town and get a hotel." So I got a ride from the tow truck driver into Two Harbors. Have you all been to Two Harbors before? There's the Voyageur Motel, the one with the big fiberglass Voyageur in the parking lot. Rooms were $20 a night, and I was able to stay there I was able to afford 5 days there. So I lived in the Voyageur for a week, and like I said in the last song, I always have an instrument with me. So it's just me in this little tiny room in the Voyageur, really cold outside. Leaving behind him loose on you one more time here. She's going to do a little bit more of that Appalachian clogging for you. Favorite fiddle tunes here. This is an old Appalachian tune called Buffalo Gals. Buffalo Gals is what I said.
We haven't had a chance to play this one in Buffalo yet, have we?
No. So here's a funny thing. I am 46 years old. Until 4 years ago, when I was 42, I always thought that the song Buffalo Gals was about mythology. I thought it was about minotaurs. I thought it was, I knew it as an American tune, as an old American fiddle tune, so I figured it was about Native American minotaurs. It was Buffalo Gals, so I figured that there was a myth that I didn't know about in the Dakota or the Lakota or the Ojibwa tribes about beautiful, naked native maidens with buffalo heads that came out at the full moon and frolicked around the trees on the plains. The trees on the plains. It falls apart when you look at it logically at all. But that's what I thought until 4 years ago. And then I started getting curious, and so I looked it up, and it's not exciting at all. It's just an old tune played by minstrels. Minstrels are traveling musicians, usually banjo players. God bless them. And they would just say the name of the town that they were in. So here we would sing Faribault Gals, or Northfield Gals, whatever town we were in, we'd sing the name of that. And for whatever reason, Buffalo was the one that stuck. My guess is that because the publishing company was in Buffalo, New York, and they just went, Buffalo, just like that, and that was where it stuck. This was 170 years ago, so nobody knows. There's no written records. It's bizarre. But anyways, so here's what I propose. I have a social experiment I'd like to propose to all of you. I think that we'll decide tonight which is more exciting, my version with minotaurs or the historically accurate version with the city name in it. So the first half of the song, while Kim is dancing, I want you to imagine that it's Buffalo Gals, Buffalo, the city Buffalo. And the second half, while she's dancing, we'll picture minotaurs dancing around, and just see which gives you more enjoyment in your heart. I know what does it for me, but I don't know about the rest of you. I'm not going to tell you when to switch. You should just instinctually know. It'll be obvious. Yeah, your heart will say, "Boosh, that was halfway." Buffalo Gals. All that time talking, I could have been tuning.
two, I start moaning, moaning the blues. I wrote a nice long letter saying, honey, please come home. Your daddy is long lonesome, and all I do is moan. I've been loving that gal for so doggone long, I can't afford to lose her now. I thought I was right, I must have been wrong, 'cause my head is starting to bite. I be moaning, moaning the blues. All the two, Savannah. Your good gal to stay around, you gotta treat her nice and fine. 'Cause if you don't, she will leave this town and you'll almost lose your mind. You'll start moaning, moaning the blues. Oh baby, 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 honey baby, please come home. Your daddy is lonesome, and all I do is moan. Well, I promise you, baby, that I'll always be good and never do bad no more. I'm sitting here waiting for you right now to walk through my front door. Then I'll stop moaning, moaning the blues. I haven't done that in a while. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Mr. Dan Gorder, ladies and gentlemen. We just have a few more songs for you here tonight. Thank you so much for spending the evening with us. This has meant so much to us.
So much.
It really feels good to be on a stage
So
again.
nice to get out of the house.
This is what we do for our living, so when we're not doing it, it feels awfully strange. Normally we play, 250 shows a year, and this year I think we've played 3, so it's a little bit different.
And what a beautiful park.
What?
To be playing. What
This
a beautiful
is
park to be playing.
absolutely gorgeous.
Not every town has a place as nice as this.
This is really special. Thank you to Brad for bringing us here too.
Thank you for taking advantage of this. It's just wonderful.
Yep.
Thank you.
We'll do a song. This is a Peggy Lee song. It's called, the title of the song is longer than the song itself. It's called, It Takes a Long, Long Train with a Red Caboose to Carry My Blues Away is the name of it. This is on the new CD as well, and Kim just sings the blizzard out of this one. Yep.
To the depot just to meet the 1202. He rode me beyond above the train where I ran through. Hear that whistle say, yeah, yeah. It takes a long, long train with a red caboose to carry my blues away. The engineer was sweating as the train went down the track. I felt so heavy-hearted that I couldn't wave him back. Hear that whistle say, yeah, yeah.
Well, don't forget to go over there and get your cookies and your drinks from the Lions Club. I bet they are part of the people that sponsor this event, am I correct? Yes? Well, that's what I thought. It only took an hour and a half to figure that out on my part. I got there eventually. It's true. This is my favorite Hank Williams song, and it's also one of my favorite gospel songs. It's a song called I Saw the Light, and this is on our gospel album down there. If you'd like to sing along with us, I do it in that key. That one. If you'd like to sing along with us, we'd love to hear your voices. Well, I wander so aimless, life filled with sin. I wouldn't let my dear Savior in. Then Jesus came like a stranger in the night. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light. I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. Just like a blind man, I wandered alone. Worries and fears I claimed for my own. Then, like a blind man, that God gave back his sight. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light. I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I was a fool to wander and stray. Oh, straight is the gate and narrow's the way. Now I have traded wrong for the right. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light. I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light. I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the you so much, friends. Thank you for singing along. I saw a few of you out there singing along. That's awesome. We have one more song for you. This is another old Missouri tune. This is another one that we learned from Grandpa Jones and String Bean over on the lead guitar over there. Mr. David Gustafson over here on the lead mandolin. Eric Paulson on the upright bass, lead upright bass. My name is Quillen Rowe, and this is the lovely Kimberly Rowe singing for you. And this is a tune she's going to play for you called Ida Red. I'm not that funny.
Ida Red, she must be dead, can't get a letter from Ida Red.
Ida Red, Ida Red, I'm in love with Ida Red. Ida Red, Ida Red, I'm looking at Ida Red. Ida Red, Ida Red, I'm in love with Ida Red. Ida Red, Ida Red, I'm looking at Ida Red. Ida Red, Ida Red, I'm in love with Ida Red. Ida Red, Ida Red, I'm looking at Ida Red.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much, friends. We're the Rowe Family Singers. We're from up the road in the Twin Cities. Come and see us again.